Let's discuss all that and much more with Mr. Adi Godrej, Chairman of the Godrej Group. Mr. Godrej, good morning and thank you for joining us. Mr. Godrej, I'm afraid the volume dispatch numbers which the FMCG companies have reported are not very heartwarming. What has led to this slowdown? Genuine drop in demand or intense competition?
No, it's certainly not intense competition because all the FMCG companies' growth has slowed down. It is generally the fact that the economy is not doing well. GDP growth rates are only 4.5%. People's confidence levels are poor. Perception about the economy of the country is not good. But I expect this will all change very considerably if we get a good growth-oriented, stable government. Because a lot of it has got to do with perception, and I think generally the economic situation in the country will change if we get a stable, growth-oriented government.
Mr. Godrej, are your global operations getting impacted at all because of the Ukrainian crisis and its repercussions at large?
I don't think the Ukrainian crisis is having any effect on our global operations, but generally, as you know, most developing countries had some problems with their currencies and with their growth rates last year, post the taper. I think that's also recovering. We are seeing recovery in our international businesses. Growth rates are quite good, and we expect again in this financial year, our international operations will also do better than in the last financial year. But taking everything into account, our growths last year were also pretty good. And we grew well both on sales growth, EBITDA margins, etc., but not as good as it could have been if the Indian economy was much stronger.
Just talking about your March quarter, sir, your performance has been a little bit weak when it comes to especially sales growth in some of your key markets like India, like you just pointed out. Also Indonesia and Europe has fallen. Do you think from next quarter onwards we will see a significant recovery or at least a bit upside in the trajectory coming in?
No, none of our growth rates have fallen. The growth rates have decelerated a little bit in the last quarter, but our EBITDA growth was very good during the fourth quarter. But remember, don't compare it with the previous quarter without removing the extraordinary income in the previous quarter. We had a very strong extraordinary income in the previous quarter when we sold our Indonesian food business. If you take that out of the picture, like to like, our growths were pretty good in the fourth quarter too. But yes, certainly lower growth rates in terms of the top line in the fourth quarter than was in the first and second quarters.
Mr. Godrej, just to have a follow-up question, is there perhaps very little correlation between demand and perception? So if you're not feeling good about the economy, that does not mean you will not consume shampoos, toothpaste or powder. You may downtrade, but ultimately the consumption will not stop.
No, what happens is, if the perception about the economy is not good, and if, for example, if food prices are high, electricity costs are high, education costs are high, a family tries and saves on FMCG expenditure. So it's not a question of not consuming, it's a question of consuming a little less. So for example, if you rub yourself 3 or 4 times with a soap in your bath, you might do it 1 time less. If you put a centimeter of toothpaste on your toothbrush, you might put 8 millimeters instead. And this is a kind of tendency that does take place in terms of trying to save on expenditure.
I honestly never thought like this, that it actually happens in rural India, but I'm sure it must be happening like that. So what is happening? I mean, is there a general downtrading which is also happening in the brands? Are consumers not shifting from higher brands to low brands because they want to save more?
Well, surprisingly not so. Even the upmarket brands are growing reasonably well. It depends from category to category. What also perhaps is taking place is some of the FMCG growth in each year comes from penetration increases, non-users becoming users of that category, and that penetration increases does slow down in difficult times. Last time we saw such deceleration in FMCG consumption was when mobile phones were very popular 8-10 years ago, and suddenly everybody wanted to put their household money into buying mobile phones, and FMCG consumption had come down. But this quickly turns around, and I expect once, if there is a stable growth-oriented government, then to my mind the entire perception of the economy in India will change. People will expect growth, companies will start investing, etc., and the entire trend will change. So I am expecting, say from June, July onwards, maybe after the new budget is announced, I expect a turnaround in both the GDP growth rates of the country and the FMCG consumption rates.
Mr. Godrej, assuming there is a stable growth-oriented government which comes, on May 16th, lower ad expenses did support your margins this time around. Give us an indication, what is going to be the ad expense as a percentage of sales from you in FY15?
I think the ad percentage of sales even in FY14 was quite high for the FMCG sector, and that may remain at about the same level. But for example, we have had scenario planning based on the political situation. We are ready with our scenario planning depending on what kind of political dispensation comes about, and we will put that into place. And I expect a lot of companies, especially in the cyclical areas, have such scenario plans ready, and if there is a growth-oriented stable government, I think you will see a very sudden change in the actions of corporate India.
But Mr. Godrej, the sector which you represent and the demand which you capture is largely the consumption demand, and some would argue that given the social welfare schemes UPA 2 has followed, whether it is the food security bill or the NREGA, consumption should actually be high.
Yeah, consumption in rural areas is growing reasonably well. We had a good monsoon also. So overall, rural demand growth is higher than urban demand growth.
Mr. Godrej, I just want to get back to the point that you were earlier making about Plan A and Plan B already in place depending on which government actually takes it to the top. So tell us, if it's not a strong growth-oriented led government that we do see, what's the Plan B that you have in place then?
I think then people will put more attention on cost savings, put more attention on margin building, etc., because expecting much higher sales growth would be difficult under such circumstances.
So would we also see a lesser ad spend from you?
Yes, ad spend can vary depending. See, there are two types of ad spends. One is ad spends for new innovations, which are extremely important in good times and bad, and that of course will continue. We had a lot of innovations and new introductions in the last financial year, and we'll continue to have them this year. That definitely requires additional ad spends. On a matter of the regular brands, ad spends can be cut from time to time to protect your bottom line.
If you have to look back and let's say make a scorecard of UPA 2, what to your mind has been the biggest cross and what has been the biggest tick mark?
I think the big problem in UPA 2 in the last 2 to 3 years was they were bogged down with a lot of observations of the Supreme Court, CAG, corruption scandals, etc., and decision making became very slow. Ease of doing business has always been poor in India, and it became much poorer over the last 2 or 3 years, which has seriously affected the investment climate, the perception. Another major factor was the retrospective tax amendments, all the various tax cases on transfer pricing, etc., which created bad perceptions. So overall, international investors, Indian investors were very careful about investing further until the problems are resolved. So that is why I feel that if we have a strong, stable and growth-oriented government, things could change very quickly in India.
Mr. Godrej, you've been famous for all the acquisitions that we've seen from your stable in the past. Is that going to be the strategy going ahead this fiscal as well?
Yes, we have a very growth-oriented strategy. Our strategy is what we call 10 by 10, to be 10 times in 10 years, which is a compounded annual growth rate of 26%. Of course, that includes organic growth and inorganic growth. When organic growth is lower, we'll have to pay a little more attention to inorganic growth. We will stick to that path despite the slower growth in the last financial year, and so certainly we will look at all opportunities for acquisitions. But we are very clear, our acquisitions have to be strategically and from a financial performance point of view good. We won't acquire just for the sake of growth, we'll acquire for the sake of strategically and earnings per share improvement growth.
So the 10 by 10 mantra, is this only applicable for your Godrej Consumer, or that holds true for other listed entities as well?
It is applicable for Godrej Consumer and the Godrej Group as a whole, including our unlisted companies. So both, some companies are expected to grow faster than the 10 by 10 rate, some companies slower. Overall, it is applicable both to the group and to Godrej Consumer Products.
For 10 years, what could be the size of the Godrej Group? I'm sure you've done your calculation there.
Sorry?
So after 10 years, assuming that you will grow...
I didn't quite understand the...
No. So my final question is that...
We expect the whole Godrej Group also to grow on the 10 by 10 path.
Okay. So what could be the size like for the Godrej Group after 10 years?
Well, this is in rupee growth. We also try to look at the size in dollar terms because the exchange rate always varies. But currently our size is around 22,000 crores. So if it's 10 times, it's 220,000 crores.
Okay.
Okay, Mr. Godrej, always a pleasure having you on the show, and we could go on chatting with you, but unfortunately I have limited time today. Good to speak with you as always. That's the view coming in from Mr. Adi Godrej talking about FMCG. The market getting listless, 66.70 is where we are at on the Nifty right now. Couple of breakouts as well that we are currently